What's going on, Eric?
Hi, Mike.
Are you drunk?
I'm just doing some exercises real quick.
Oh, is that what you call that?
Yeah.
Exercises? Well, welcome to the Contagion Effect, where we talk to our veterans, learn their amazing stories, and talk a little bit about mental health. And last week was definitely a mental health conversation. So
I needed to take a shower after that. I felt dirty, lazy, and everything all between.
What do you mean you felt dirty?
I felt dirty and like my life sucks and I didn't do nothing with it.
And meanwhile, he accomplished like everything and he was completely losing his mind, right? So
God.
it does make you question our abilities. But we don't have the superhuman powers that he had.
Mama, should we do it that way or this way? You should do it that way.
What are you doing? What's up, Tonto? Leading the way. Hello, mother.
Bro,
thank you for joining.
Triple fisting. I can't get this one in there, but we're
Oh, you got another cup? There you go. Some wine. What's in the
other hydration one? This is from Beans Coffee House. Beans Coffee House, a proud sponsor and sticker drop.
Not our show.
And sticker drop. Beans Coffee is
they're a sponsor.
I get 10% off
because of Contagion Effect.
Because of the Contagion Effect show, and you can pick up stickers at Beans Coffee.
Do you really get?
I do. I get 10% off because I signed up for the newsletter.
So it's not a sponsorship deal.
That don't count?
No.
Well, that's bullcrap. I have to get what
it is. It is what it is, Eric.
What's up, dog?
What's going on, sir? How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. You know what's funny is as we sit here and do this, I'm just thinking of like the Kelseys. Like, have you watched any of their show?
It's pretty awesome, actually.
Dude, you're trying to be nonchalant.
It's pretty awesome. I did watch a little bit.
It is.
God, why can't I be some famous football player and just like, I'm gonna start a podcast and get like 100,000?
Yeah, but they're actually really good. Like they're really good.
I know, but we're really good too.
Yeah, but they're
we
famous
can't break past 414 subscribers on YouTube.
Hold on. We all know what happened this weekend with Travis and Taylor Swift, right? Like it was everywhere. And that was probably one of the funniest things that they talked about this week. And with Jason asking Travis, hey Travis, how's it feel to finally be put on the map by Taylor Swift?
Yeah,
was hilarious.
I almost bought the shirt that says, I'm a
fan, Tim and Derek?
I'm a fan of
what?
I'm a fan of
I'm missing something.
I'm a fan of Taylor Swift's boyfriend or something like that.
Yeah.
Like I saw that show, I was like, that's pretty funny.
No, and then I was listening to another story about a couple talking, and they were talking about like the wife's like, hey, have you heard of this Travis Kelce guy? And the husband's like, yeah. And then he has like a Kermit sounding guy that's with him talking about Patrick Mahomes. And she's like, yeah, and she's talking about all these football players. He's like, yeah, these have all been famous before Taylor Swift ever came around.
Taylor Swift effect.
Exactly.
Like he grew like 300,000 followers on Instagram.
All the stats are hilarious. I mean, his jersey sales grew like by a huge amount.
My jersey sale grew whenever I became part of the Contagion Effect show live on Thursday nights at 6:00.
I finally caught up because I see who's in the chat on Scott's comment.
For us, I'm not going to try it. What's up, Tim? Welcome. Derek, glad you could make it. Scotty was cracking. Not that Scotty, but Scott.
Bourbon Battle Buddies.
Bourbon Battle Buddies. Good morning, good evening, and good night. Welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us. Grab some popcorn, sit back, and guess what? We're going to have some live music. But first, we have to pay the light bill.
Well, then do it.
Because paparazzi said, hey, dudes, like, you guys got to pay some bills.
Did she?
So, yeah.
Well, then do it. Handle your business. That's paying the bills.
Tax service right there. A nice little show right there.
Do you need help? Do you dread having to do your taxes? Does the mere thought of it make your head spin? Miller's Mobile Tax Service is here for you. We will handle your individual or business taxes. We will come to you to prepare your taxes. We are skilled, professional, and ready to get started for you. Call 209-678-8515. Nana Penny needs to get her sound fixed. Eric, get that taken care of.
What?
Get somebody on that. Nana Penny's having trouble with her sounds.
So the personal sounds.
She's got personalized sounds.
Yeah, I'm surprised I haven't got into the keypad of whoop, the little sounds and whatnots, and wait till that happens. This thing's gonna be off.
That's what Mark was talking about. We could get something like that.
I know, but I don't know if I can
scares me.
that.
Yeah, I know. That's
exactly.
why.
That's exactly.
You'll start hitting, like, all of a sudden somebody will be telling a really like deep story, and you'll be like clapping. Yeah,
go for. I do that now.
Well, I know you start laughing in the middle. Well, that's because our comments come out of left field.
Oh, dude, I tell you. I mean, I think we should. I mean, I wish war could close their ears right now, but if we sent like special cookies to some of our peoples,
special
cookies and brownies, and send them to, that's awesome. You can't even see your wine glasses. That's great.
I know. Does it disappear?
Yeah, it's great.
It's all good.
How was your week, bud?
I had to turn off the green screen effect because my window, like, this camera picks up so much, but it is a good camera.
To the wall. How was your week, dude?
Long.
Yeah,
very long. I mean, even though, like we were talking before the show, we have talked more this week than we've talked in a lot of previous weeks.
I had like 3 hours of Michael this week. It's been awesome. I was like, literally, I drop every call
0.
When Mike calls. I'm like, gotta go, boys. Sorry. And there's like 3 dudes that are like linked in. I'm like, deuces, bro. Like, I gotta go talk to Mike. Sorry.
Mike's actually calling me for once.
Yeah,
I better
I'm like,
answer it.
Shoot, Mike's actually calling me. Yeah.
Yeah. Luckily, luckily for that, I've had a lot of road time this week. So, yeah, I mean, we're hopefully one step closer to the oven, the bread oven being done. The stones were supposed to show up.
Can we get an update on the stones?
Yeah, the stones were supposed to show up today, but I called and they're like, "Oh, we called you at 2:00 yesterday." I'm like, "Oh, okay, let me go check my call log." No, you didn't.
Yeah.
Well, we can't deliver today now. Sorry. I'm like, cool. So you guys are complete liars. So tomorrow the stones are supposed to come, the 2 that we are waiting for. So we'll see.
They're going to be dropping your stones off around 2.
The 2 stones are being dropped off. Thank you.
Hey,
thank you as you're taking it.
I
see you.
I don't know what you're talking. Listen, I'm being serious.
Listen.
See if that fan was on.
Bullshit.
Bullshit.
So how was your week?
My week was awesome. I did. It was cool. I mean, I had a hiccup yesterday or the day before with one of my friends at work, and it's really weighed on me a little bit. I'm pretty blunt to the point, and it. We butted heads, and I said some things that needed to be said, but probably could have been said like a different way, and like
never.
I'm just me though. Like, I'm rude. I'm an a-hole. Yes. I'm just to the point. Like, I want people to be like that. Like, listen, bro, your show sucks because of this. Or, hey, you're kind of an asshole. But
no, you don't want them to say your show sucks because then you'll tell them bluntly.
Oh, and I'll tell them to go shove it up their yeah. Hey, so did you know that you could follow us and subscribe and like on our page of YouTube and Instagram and TikTok and Twitter? Yeah, we have a Twitter. It's C_E.
Yeah, but we don't post to it.
But we don't. Mike doesn't know, but we post some things.
Do
we share other guests' shows, so it gives us some credibility because we support all of our friends who we got to meet. Like, yeah, look at this guy.
That's always been there, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
I'm just helping you out.
But did you know also that you can watch this show on Tuesday nights?
Not watch, listen.
You can listen to the show because they didn't want us on there so bad.
They didn't want our faces on there.
Hey, you like our hat?
Faces made for radio. That is a nice hat.
This is a nice hat.
I did want to. So Brian Roof posted it. Brian, you got him in trouble because Eric just randomly gets merchandising and doesn't talk to me. So I'm
it wasn't coming out of the budget, and I'm like,
Brian shows up on Facebook with a contagion. I'm like, I look at paparazzi. I'm like, apparently we have merchandising that I didn't know about. I mean, and I never seen Steiner in our pants. Never seen pictures of that. Not that I really want to, but I never did. Did he put
There's
them
a
on?
whole thing about that. There's a whole story, which we didn't go back to the after party house. Apparently they were there. But
well, maybe our guest knows if they ever got put on.
Yeah.
You know, well, we can ask her.
Listen, let's run this real quick. We'll take a break and we'll come back and we'll get our guest on. So hold tight. The Contagion Effect show can also be heard on Wreaths Across America Radio on Truckin' Tuesdays at 11 p.m. Eastern. You can find Wreaths Across America Radio on the iHeart app, the Odyssey app, and the TuneIn app. Search the word Wreath.
Well, and speaking of that, so look at rocking this shirt that Eric brought me. So thank you, Eric. Thank you, Steiner. I don't believe you guys. If it didn't get on video or camera, I don't believe it. I mean, maybe if our guest tells us, maybe I'll believe it. But right now, I don't believe it. How about you?
I didn't.
You take the fifth?
Listen, I mean, there's going to be proceeds expanded out to Ashland, Nebraska, and Omaha, and Nebraska, wherever the hell we're going next year, September 13th and 14th. I have a question, which is Eric's mouth was right. That is so false because there was no 5 a.m.
But we'll go forward.
Yeah.
Brian was
y'all getting
yeah, now it's going out of control.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, have you ever wanted to travel the entire United States in a van? Well, guess what? This Marine is living the van life, right?
You're gonna just skip Scotty.
Huh?
You're just gonna skip Scotty.
But after we play our friend Scotty Hastings, after we play him, we are going to
challenge
start the
is
show.
on. The challenge.
The times and places they may change, but one thing stays the same. The stories that they tell about going through hell. If you think they wouldn't do it all over again, well, you just don't know them. The memories that they own of the ones who didn't make it home, yeah, sure do miss them, but they keep them all living in the stories that they tell.
I'm just gonna say the challenge is on right now. I hope you smash it up.
Smash it up. Ladies and gentlemen, she is part of Operation Encore. She's traveling the nation via the van life, straight out of Virginia
tonight.
Via like Philadelphia. She was in Nebraska. She was in Alaska. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome Barbara Sam to the show.
He had to make sure he stopped.
There was half a second right there. What's up, girl?
Hey guys, thanks for having me on.
How you doing this fine evening?
I'm doing wonderful.
Nice. I know it's a little late.
I'm a night owl time.
Well, I'm sure all the singing happens at night, right?
Yeah.
Well, we had a discussion about that.
Did we?
After 9 o'clock, the karaoke happens. We'll get into that.
There you go. Your fellow Marine already hitting it up.
Welcome.
And his crayons.
Welcome. That is like his staple.
That is his staple.
That's pretty good, huh?
So, Barbara, welcome to the Contagion Effect. We appreciate you joining us. This has been a long time in the making. And we get you fresh off, just a couple weeks off Hero Stock, where you were another wonderful participant. So I'm like I don't know, with everybody in the chat, you, Eric, I'm like the 104th wheel. I don't know. I'm like the guy who doesn't belong tonight.
We love you. No
all
matter.
the secret stories, the secret scroll stories can be told tonight, and I'll have no clue.
Just laugh along.
Yeah.
Just laugh along. You'll get it.
Oh, inside joke.
Oh, sorry.
So, Barbara, again, welcome to the Contagion Effect. So, first off, we like to look at there's Taylor.
Hey, Taylor.
Hold him on deck. What's cracking?
And Patriot Pride. There we go with Mark. And then Nana Penny's wanting to get invited again. So, make sure you make that happen, Eric.
She's a big girl.
There.
Everybody. This time I got to make it, apparently.
Yes.
Nobody will care.
Knock it off. You were missed. They all asked where you were, and I told them
I appreciate that.
It was awesome. Hey, Barbara, where did Barbara Sim grow up and go to school?
Oh Lord, a lot of places. We traveled a lot growing up, but I was born in Wisconsin. Green
Really?
Bay.
Oh, Mark's gonna get all excited.
I left as a baby, so I can't really claim it because I don't remember any of it. And then we moved to Scotland, where most of my family's from. So I lived there as a toddler, and then we went back to Florida for a little bit, and then Oklahoma and Texas, and then back to Oklahoma, and then back to Florida, and then South Carolina.
Yeah,
and I claimed South Carolina because I spent like the biggest chunk in South Carolina from like 4th grade to graduation.
Huh.
So,
well, that's where the voice comes from, at least, right? I mean, that's where you. I don't hear the Scottish. I don't hear the Wisconsin accent. I don't hear any of that.
She could throw it out there.
It's a little small town, Oklahoma, Texas, South Carolina ish, mostly South Carolina.
She left Wisconsin as a baby in her first van.
Wow.
Just drove it. It was the Barbie van. She just drove it right off.
That was that.
Oh my God,
Scotland.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Do you remember much of that?
I remember nothing of Scotland. I have pictures of me being there, but
you're like, doesn't count unless I see it, right? That's what I said earlier.
I want to go back as an adult, and I still have family there that like my aunt and my cousins and people.
Now, were they originally from there? Or are they all from here and they moved there?
No, they're all from there. My dad was born there. He's a dual citizen. My grandma on my mom's side was living there for the longest time, and my mom traveled back and forth as a teenager between Florida and Scotland to do school. So we're connected there.
Well, no wonder you get your traveling during your life. You don't know how to stop moving. That's the problem. You would feel like you're in a different world, not moving and not changing location.
It's very ingrained in me. I definitely start to feel very antsy if I'm not traveling.
Right. I
better or worse.
So did you get to go to high school in one place, or did you move around for that as well?
No, I was mostly in the same place in South Carolina for high school. I was a 4th grade to graduation, so that was like the biggest chunk. And I was in the same city for 7th grade to graduation. So, but I still don't think of it as like home. I don't even talk to anybody from back there. No offense if you're listening.
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. So where are all these extra sounds coming from? It's really weird. Okay. Now, getting out of high school, was the plan to go to the military? Had you thought about that earlier, or how did you end up in the Marines?
So I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was kind of burnt out on school because I was like a huge nerd growing up. I was like seriously shy. I read a lot of books. And myself in the cheerleading squad to push myself outside my comfort zone. And I cheered all through high school. And I kind of wanted to go to Penn State and be a cheerleader because they were like the big deal back then. But then my sister joined the National Guard, and I thought it was a good idea because we grew up pretty poor. And I knew I couldn't afford college. So I thought going to the military, I'd be able to travel and get my college paid for. And so I actually joined the National Guard first. I followed my sister's footsteps, and I did 2 years in the Guard, and then I went to active duty Marine Corps. So I got to do boot camp twice.
Oh, lucky you. So how much different was it from the National Guard to the Marine Corps boot camp?
Well, I think the Army boot camp was harder for me because it was my first time going through boot camp.
Okay.
I didn't really know what to expect. I had just turned 17 years old. So that was hard pushing myself. Like up to that, the most physical act I had was cheerleading. So,
right.
But then the Marine Corps, I think, was harder mentally because I was already in pretty good shape and I kind of knew how to push myself physically at that point. But they were meaner in the Marine Corps.
Yeah, that's why I was asking, because you probably got through it better because you had already physically been ready. But that's where I was thinking is mentally they are a lot tougher from everything you see. Now you were at Paris Island?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the Marine Corps was all females. When I went through Army boot camp, it was co-ed. So that was
really
a difference too. But
Is that something they've always done? Because I've seen where it's both in the Marine Corps
both
too.
now. Yeah, they just started that a few years ago. I don't know what year exactly, but when I went through in 2005, it was separated. 4th Battalion Marines was the female battalion. I was Oscar Company, Platoon 4027.
Woo woo. Hoorah. Hoorah. Right?
So go ahead, Mike. Go ahead.
No.
I was just going to ask. Was music always something that you did while you were in, like, obviously we're not Marine. We are not military, as we like to tell everyone at the beginning.
My dad was a Marine Corps veteran, though. 2 tours in Vietnam.
Yes.
Yeah, he passed away. I would go back to the story earlier. He passed away.
Inside joke.
Inside joke. That one I'm actually part of. That one I'm
Mikey's
actually part
in on
of.
an inside joke, and you guys are. So take that.
Neener.
No, was music something that you always had? Is it something that you always did? I mean, obviously it's Barbara Sim Music for a reason, right? Like that's your handle. That's why you're not the reason why you're here, because you're a veteran, first of all. Was it something that was always ingrained growing up?
Not professionally, but like we were always saying, like me and my mom and my sisters, we'd sing and do harmonies, and like we'd be cleaning the house and singing. It was always like I'd walk, down the road and go for walks with my little Walkman, because that's what we had back in the day. And listen to
cassette or CD? You were CD.
She was CD.
She was CD. You weren't cassette. Some of us are.
My first cassette was Mariah Carey, I think.
Really?
Or it was New Kids on the Block. I can't remember.
It was probably. You were rocking that NKO TB or whatever.
Oh my God, I had this crush on Joe. I'm just saying.
Oh, Joe.
Jenna, welcome. There's Jenna. Jenna, Barb, Jenna.
That's who we were just talking about a little bit.
Are you going to make that connection?
There you go.
There's so many things that are intertwined there, right? And so it's and she's an Instagrammer, so totally works. The platform's awesome. She does a great job. Everyone go check out the Veteran Workbook.
It's awesome. It's helpful.
Yeah,
we've literally stopped shows and just done that.
Listen, she has a book in Alaska. Okay, she has a book in Alaska.
I'm Tom.
Hi, Tom.
Or is that Scotty Hastings? Is that Scotty?
Welcome.
See, I'm in on that joke. I know about that joke.
Welcome.
All right.
Hello, Tom. Thank you for posting my comments on your show. I appreciate it.
So, first cassette was ZZ Top.
Yes. I'm just going to say it now. The show's going to be off the hook, okay? It's going to be off the hook.
Today is going to be all over the place.
All right. So music was always something. And I think that's, I'm not going to say it's a girl thing, but I think that I catch the wife and the daughters, they were dancing. There's actually a video that I have, and they're singing and dancing. I think it might be a girl. Yeah, no. Well, maybe on the 100th show, we'll see what happens. That's going to come up in January. Will be 100th show. It's going to be epic.
Already got it counted out.
Oh, I counted about one, and then this, and then I had to count, and I had to figure. That's why I asked you for permission for January 2nd, because I'm like, oh shoot, I need that one.
November 2nd.
Yeah, I said November 2nd.
Gotcha.
Anyways,
let's get back.
So we get through boot camp,
the Marine Corps boot camp, because we already did National Guard.
She didn't go through one boot camp; she went through two.
Yeah, she's extra credit. She's already starting to get towards Greg F. Martin status now.
Yeah,
she's overachiever. So you finish basic with the Marine Corps. What's your first orders?
Okinawa, Japan.
Yeah. All my family, they went there. They all got sent there.
Well, I did my MCT first at Geiger. Camp Geiger, and then my MOS school was at Camp Johnson, or vice versa. I can't remember which one which. So bad with memory. Yeah, I actually broke my feet at MCT, so I got put in the broke platoon. Had to be recycled.
Both?
You broke both your feet?
Both?
Yeah.
How in the world?
This is always like a major discussion when people talk about women in the military, because we are built differently. And I was like 125 pounds back then, and my ruck was like 100 pounds. And so I was literally just humping, like I was on a hike, and all my metatarsals split open and fractured. They went.
Wow.
What in the world?
Yeah, I tried to keep going, but then I just slowly ended up crawling. And the sergeant was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I can't walk. So he put me in the Humvee, and we took my boots off, and they were all swollen and gross, and they're like, "You broke it."
Yeah, something's wrong.
I had a cast on my left foot and a boot on my right foot.
Wow.
But I healed up. Like 6 weeks later, I did the hike again, and I went through, and then I went into the fleet to Okinawa.
Welcome, Wheels for Warriors. Welcome, the Cunninghams. Thank you guys for joining. Appreciate you guys. I know the hospitality was extended.
What's nice is we got like everybody from Hero Stock coming
Hero
in
Stock
tonight because of
California
because of Barbara. Like, way to go, Barbara! You brought everybody
Thank
along.
you, Barbara. You put us on the map for something.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
You're like our Taylor Swift.
Yeah,
way to go.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Maybe our biker short and biker pant sales will go up.
Our biker short pants.
I never saw Jason in those, but I did see them.
Thank you.
There it is.
So it didn't happen.
Boom, clip it. What number?
Unless I just wasn't around when they did it. But
20. Nope. Listen.
What's up,
Mark,
Jesse?
It's checked at the 26-minute mark. Just saying. There was a discussion. They were under the shorts. He was,
whatever.
I never saw them. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. Okay. We'll throw Jesse in there too then.
Yeah.
That was epic, dude. Them rolling that bike out there was next level, though. I mean, was it not? I mean, it was just something that was like this. I hadn't even met the recipient, and I'm like, oh, like it was awesome. It was awesome.
I had tears rolling up. I don't even know any of them.
Yeah, that was cool.
The video looked cool, I guess.
It was cool.
All right.
Cool.
So Okinawa.
Yeah.
So what were you doing in Okinawa? What was your MOS there?
I was 0481 landing support specialist, aka Red.
You were the flagger?
Well, that was part of my job, yeah.
Nice. Did you use your cheerleading skills? Is that?
I totally did. It was so fun.
I can do the.
No, that's what I'm saying. No, you've seen some cool flaggers where they're like the Air Force.
Oh, they're awesome.
on the aircraft carrier. I can't even talk. Aircraft carriers.
Spit it out.
When they're doing all the dancing and stuff when they're doing the flags, it's pretty cool actually.
I was never that cool.
You weren't doing it that cool?
No, actually, I got mad a lot because the officers, like mostly in the jets, they would just never pay attention to me. Just did whatever they wanted.
Oh,
I remember
really?
Fighter pilots doing what they want.
And running in there to my sergeant, I'm like, they're not even paying attention. Why the fuck am I even out here?
No, you're good. You're good. Don't worry. Don't worry.
It's all good. They'll give somebody at war something to do.
Yeah.
Give them something to do.
We don't personally care. It's part of being a veteran, I think.
Hey, you want us on your show?
I'll try not to curse, but it just popped up.
Listen, you're military. Listen, we have a free reign. If you want to,
you're military, you're a singer, you're a human.
Yeah.
Do what you need to. All right. So how long were you in Okinawa?
I got there in 06. And then immediately as I was checking into my unit, my first sergeant was like, "Are you ready to go to Iraq?" And I said, "Sure," because I didn't really have a choice. And we, like 2 months later, we went to Fuji to do our training. And then by August, we were shipping out to Iraq.
And where were you in Iraq?
I was on Al Assad at the flight line there. And then I did 1 month as a lioness in Okinawa. I was attached to 2-3 Marines out there.
So how was that experience? Like being a female out, like I hear all sorts of things. We've asked a couple different female veterans on their experiences in Afghanistan and Iraq. And I'm interested because obviously that culture is very different towards women. So how were you treated? How was that experience?
I mean, there's always assholes wherever you go.
Right.
So my favorite time in the Marine Corps was when I was in Okinawa with the 2-3 Marines. The grunts just treated me like a Marine, and that's what I loved. And I know, like when you're in theater, it's about the mission. And then when you're back, like when I was in Okinawa, it was like people were partying and it was all dumb, and a lot of the sexism would come out. But I mean, I did have some good people in my unit, but overall, there was a lot of sexism. Sexual harassment bullshit. And I was really young and I was still learning how to stand up for myself. Mm-hmm. So I think a lot of times as a woman, when that stuff happens, you're either you're going to have a little bit more bravado and like kind of fight back, or you're either just going to try to ignore it and not try to make a scene because you don't want to be a troublemaker or like be seen as a problem. Right. I think that's where I kind of lied. I just like ignored it as best I could.
Mm-hmm.
And then like in Iraq, I remember I was building a pallet, and we had the POW camp was like right behind the shit. I can't remember what it's called anymore. Where we oh my God, what's it called? Where you go to get your flight?
Don't ask us.
Airport?
The airport.
Airport.
Sorry. The hangar?
Sure, we'll go with that. It was like a hangar. Anyway, it was behind that, and so they would walk them in a line back to the tent area and then back behind there. And I remember I was standing on top of the pallet, like just doing shit. And I was just in boots and utes, so I just had like a t-shirt and my pants and my boots on, and I didn't have my cover on, so they could see my hair and everything. That they could tell I was a woman. And they were all just like staring as they walked, and like some of them like would look kind of like interested, like kind of like curious, and then some of them looked like really pissed off.
Right.
So it was just interesting. And I don't speak Arabic as much as I tried, but I don't know what they
call them off like F you. Hey bitches.
Yeah, but I got to talk to some emails that I searched through the interpreter, and that was really interesting because I got to ask them firsthand, like, how do you feel about us being here? Like, what do you want to happen with all this? And a lot of it, especially the young women, like anybody under 50, those women were like, they wanted freedom. They wanted their children to have education. Like they were happy that we were there. And then like the older women, they didn't want us there.
Get out. You're ruining everything.
We found most of the contraband on them.
Yeah, not surprised.
Yeah.
Well, and the reason I asked is because we had another guest, Amanda, who was she was actually an engineer in Afghanistan, and that's why I asked her the same thing. And I said, because she dealt with a lot of the locals, I'm like, well, how did they treat you? She's like, the thing that sucked for them is because I was higher ranked, for most of them, they had to just deal with it, so they couldn't say anything or act any kind of way. So it was kind of great.
Yeah, I didn't have any like real issues with the local men, which I wasn't around them, in a personal. I worked mostly with the women, so we did have the Iraqi army that was in our camp, our FOB, and we had to take turns with the showers, we had a water bottle that was strung up with a crate. So, but we got in trouble because I had just left the shower area, and then there was a girl in there, and she got spot on, and so she told the grunts, and they like went over there and told the Iraqi guys, like commander or whatever. They dragged him out into the middle of the little local area and beat the shit out of him because he was spying on the females in the shower.
Wow. Okay.
Well,
I think I guess that was like a little crazy.
Isn't that the same as a van shower?
Kinda. I have
van shower.
Yeah, I have a shower in my van, but it's like a Hobbit van shower. It's like a little miniature shower. I can't really stand up in it. I just, and I don't.
We're jumping ahead in the story, and we don't do that around here. We follow a timeline, okay?
Sorry, I was just
smart ass. No, he's being a smart ass. You just don't mind him.
A van.
Smart ass. Down by the river.
I gotta wait. I have pictures, and
he's like itching, but we have to get to know how Barbara got to where she is.
All right.
Wrap up in Iraq. What's next for you?
Back to Okinawa for about a year. And that's where I met my future ex-husband. And he was a Marine. And we thought we were in love, but we weren't. We lasted like 2 years. But yeah, we met now. And then I got PCS to where he was stationed at in South Carolina. So my last year in was in Beaufort, South Carolina, working in S4, not even doing my job. And then I got divorced. I got out and got divorced.
So which one happened first?
In the rebirth.
I got out in June of 2009. And then we were living in Beaufort still because he didn't get out till October. And there was some trauma that occurred. It was like a home invasion assault. And it's one of those things where it either makes you or breaks you, and it broke us. And so that happened in September, and then we moved to Texas when he got out in October, and we tried to make it work, and I just wasn't in a good place, and I was crying all the time, and we fell apart and we got divorced, and I moved to Florida.
Man, so you went from South Carolina to Texas to Florida it seems pretty quickly.
Within 3 months, yeah.
Damn.
Because apparently 3 months is long enough to get over that kind of thing that I didn't get over.
Hey, at the time we think we can get over everything in 5 minutes, right? And then we find out 10 years later, not so much.
So when you got out, was I always like to talk about that transition, the transition from getting out to the civilian life, right? So how was that? Like, was it
well, it's already a mess.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, obviously, yeah.
No, that's what I mean. I'm not taking away from your question. It's already
a shit
mess.
show. We know that. Like it is.
It was enter my dark years. It was bad. It was really bad. So one, I didn't want to get out. I wanted to stay in for another 4 years at least. But I got out for him because he wanted to get out. And then we ended up getting divorced, almost immediately after I got out anyway. And because of all the trauma that was involved, I don't know. I don't really like to go into too much detail because
you don't have to. So you can go by that.
I'm trying to get past that to get to the point of when the hell did you buy a van?
Oh,
like was it really long far afterwards?
We really
I waited. It was like 10 minutes. I can't wait all night long.
Right. I got in 2009. Then I got divorced. I moved to Florida, and
what did you do there?
I drank my life away. I don't remember any of 2010.
Okay.
So, I don't remember 2010 at all.
Great. Let's skip that.
Well, she did.
Let's get to are we talking 11? Are we good?
Now we're in 11.
We're doing 11 or 12. Like, are we better?
No.
Are we refocused?
I'm not going to be better for a long time.
Okay.
From probably not till about 2015 is when I started really healing from everything.
That's a great word place to pick up. Let's pick up there.
Let's skip over the messy parts. If only we could do that in life.
Yeah.
Listen. There's people that went to school to be therapists and stuff like that, right? I mean, we don't need to get into that because the Barbara Sim now and the Barbara Sim then is two different people.
Yeah.
Right. So
it's still part of my story.
Oh no. And I don't want to say it. Oh, I almost said something that was stupid. It's part of the story, but that's what makes this story even better, right? Yeah. I mean, it's
when we want to write, I mean, the biggest thing is writing a line of where you're comfortable and
and that's why we're skipping forward, because we want to get past the dark and show the light, and that's what we're about. Is again, we're this way. If you need to talk about it, we're here to talk about it. But hey, there's some other things that we can talk about that are even better than what happened then. You like that, huh? Okay. Sorry, Frank. Go ahead.
Oh.
She said
yeah, so I went through all that. And then in 2015 is when I decided to pursue music professionally. Awesome. I didn't know how to play guitar. I just loved singing, and that was like my source of joy, and it was my lifeline. And so I Googled a few different veteran organizations. I found Creative Vets out in Nashville with Richard Casper. And I went through his program in January of 2016. And I learned how to write music, and I was I'm not supposed to say I got given a guitar.
Nice.
We don't know nothing.
But then, so I had a guitar, and then that was January, February. And then in March, I went with a veteran group to hike the Appalachian Trail, and I carried a Martin backpacker with me. And I hiked the Appalachian Trail and learned how to play guitar as I hiked. And I wrote some of my first songs out on the trail. My very first song was Miracle Baby.
Aww.
And then when I finished the hike, I went back to South Carolina and I started gigging. I did some open mics, and then I moved to Colorado in 2017, and I started gigging full time, and I was like really, really pursuing it. And I lived out there for like 4 years. And I also found Advancing Warriors, which is a nonprofit for veterans that is Christian-based therapy in group and community, which saved me. I feel like that was another big turning point in my journey, just connecting with my faith and that whole community out there. And then I discovered that my secret recipe is God, nature, and music. And so
Beautiful.
a lot of the songs that I write about are either like very faith-based or nature-based.
Now, did you grow up in the faith? Like, because you didn't really talk about that, but maybe we just skimmed over it. Was that part of your life growing up?
We moved a lot, so we didn't really ever have like a church we went to.
Right.
And then in high school we didn't really go to church, but we always believed, like I was saved when I was 11 by my best friend's dad, who was a pastor.
Okay.
But it wasn't always like this big thing. It was just always kind of on my back burner, I guess.
Right.
I believed in God. I knew he was there, but he was just kind of like this figure in the sky, daddy looking, like whatever. And I think that might be like a lot of people, unless you like really grew up in a strict household. But I feel like the more struggle you go through in your life, the more it kind of forces you to think about that kind of thing. And you either back far away or you lean really far in.
Well, and that's why I ask was it something that you were already part of, or is this something that you ended up finding because of everything you were going through?
I hated God at first after I have a long history of sexual trauma, and I felt that he didn't protect me. And so I was very angry. But in 2015 or 2017, when I found Advancing Warriors, my perspective started to change. Just
right.
Ellie Stevens, she's an Air Force veteran. She's a retired major, and she created the program, and just connecting with her. There you go. I love her. If you're in Colorado, you don't even have to be from Colorado. I actually do. I'm a facilitator now, so I hold women's groups. And I just did one a few months ago. But we just meet once a week and we talk about healing through biblical principles and just finding that your worth and your identity in Christ. And that made a huge difference in my life. And I'm not like this goody two-shoe Christian, like doing everything right. Like I'm a sinner and I need Jesus on the daily. So
I think we all do.
Yes.
Well, it's been interesting because we've really these last couple of weeks we found a lot of people where they go through the hard times, not necessarily the same as you, right? I think everybody's story is a little bit different, but it is something comes along and they had God somewhat in their lives, but it wasn't really prevalent. And then these things happen and they meet with somebody else who just makes them absolutely see a different light. And it's really kind of cool to listen to and see how people's journeys take them the direction they do. So
absolutely. Awesome. It's a relationship with God, and relationships take time to build and different things that you have to go through in order to cultivate that relationship. So I never understood people who were like, I got baptized and then I was just all better.
You're like, I'm still working on it. Like every day, I think we all are.
Yeah.
Okay. So where, we start getting the music. So you taught yourself how to play guitar.
And yeah, I did like a few lessons here or there, like at Guitar Center or like I did Google, but I never really, I struggled like in one-on-one guitar lessons. I don't know. I just liked being able to take my time and do a lot of repeat over and over on YouTube.
Oh, so you did use YouTube?
Yeah.
Hey, can learn anything on YouTube nowadays.
Look at our intro.
Yeah. What?
You are a professional.
That wasn't from YouTube. I did that myself.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
It's funny to think I've been doing it for 7 years now.
Oh, wow.
Because I still feel like such a beginner, but then I have to give myself that like allow myself to believe like, hey, you're not a beginner anymore. Like you've gotten better since you've started.
So with that being said, you have a song oh man, I set myself up for failure on this.
You did?
Yeah.
So, well, first off, let's address this and then you can go back into your song. So Scott's asking about any strictly women's veteran groups that you've come across.
I don't know any strictly women veteran groups that I've been a part of. The Advancing Warriors, I just hold like a women only tribe group within that organization. I absolutely 100% love Advancing Warriors, and they can always use donations.
There you go.
But yeah.
All right, Eric.
Yeah. Let me do it this way. I know that you had a song that I wanted to rev it up.
Oh God, I can't play that live.
No, you don't have to.
Okay.
I don't want you to play that one live. I just didn't want to. I know
he wants you to play another song live. That's
yeah.
With the bet.
Well, okay.
Scott did say thank you.
Well, with that being said, let's say. So, what's your favorite song to play, Barbara Sim?
That I really or just in general.
Yeah, no, it's just in general. Just a song when you know what? You're at Hero Stock. And ladies and gentlemen, Barbara Sim. And you have the guitar and what's your go-to song?
Oh, I feel like you want me to sing West Carolina, but
the sweet victory. I love it.
But I really like to play my song "Running from Goodbye," but it's a sad song.
Hey, you take us,
but
you take us any direction you want to go. It's your show. It's your show. As long as you feel comfortable with it. But I did want to, before we get to songs, I want to get us to the van. Like we still haven't quite got to the van.
See, that's what
we've been, we've been saved. We've learned to play the guitar. Like where
the Appalachian Trail.
We're doing, and we're starting to do gigs now. I do want to step back there too. So your first, did you feel like you just had this need to perform and be on stage kind of thing, or was it just okay?
Because I grew up painfully shy. Like I would barely talk above a whisper. Like most of my childhood,
right.
You talked to me, my face was just turned bright red. And so no, I never really had that desire to like perform in front of people, but I've always felt that need to sing. Like this energy builds up inside of me, and the only way to get it out is to sing. And it just it's the most euphoric, like centered. I don't know how to describe it. When I'm singing, that's how I feel. Like there's just this energy that I have to release, and it could be for nobody, and I'll just sing by myself. But I started doing like drunken karaoke, and that was fun, but I was drinking too much, as we saw last night. But yeah, no, so performing, I got really nervous, especially when I first started. I was like, oh, nobody's gonna like me. I'm boring, especially talking in between songs. I was like, I don't want to talk to you guys. I just want to sing. So I had to like
make me talk.
I had to learn to like entertain, that's what you're doing. You're entertaining people.
Right.
And I'm still learning how to entertain, but I feel like 90% of the time the audience is just there and they feel the vibes, and they enjoy my music. I've had like a few people that are like, play Freebird or like play Metallica, and I'm like, I don't play rock and roll, guys.
You gotta love the audience.
Yeah.
I know what she does play. We're jumping right into this one here.
You just want to play.
I'm not playing it.
Do you play music?
I'm gonna try to.
He's gonna try to see where it goes.
You
gotta unmute it.
Yeah, I can't get it from where my
the unmute down on the bottom right won't work.
Yeah, it was too low.
There we go. Try it now. There we go.
But it keeps me smiling, singing. Helps me fall asleep a little bit better than night. And they say life is like a dagger. Next day is full of parasites.
Oh, go check out her Instagram.
Well, look at and
go check out her. I think she's wrong.
That is not my song. That is Whiskey Myers. Just putting that out there.
Well, it did say that. It did say that. So
for the listeners that the video.
What is going on? Are you trying to click stuff? Okay.
I wasn't trying to do nothing.
All right. I don't know what's going on.
A little bit of a show right now, Michael.
Well, it's not opening. So I don't know. All right. Well, we'll just move forward. Because I wanted to go over some of the comments because Tonto mentioned. Do you know Tonto?
I don't. That sounds
Yeah.
Well, you probably don't know him by Tonto.
Don't know by Tonto.
He actually went and saw you in Alaska. So he's David. He's actually friends with Schaefer and Kat.
Oh yeah, I did meet him.
Yeah, so he's known as Tonto on our show.
Okay.
But he's a great great addition to our show, and he said he loved your voice and could never tell that you were had any kind of anxiety with singing up on stage. Like, you were great. So
thank you. Got a little better with it.
There you go.
It's always easier when there's a crowd too.
Right. Just an FYI, I can't open any comments, so I don't know if you can.
Oh, where are we at here?
We're way, because there's a lot of just wonderful comments if you're reading them, Barbara.
Scott Friedenberg.
There you go.
Thank you, appreciate that.
They're still talking about sports.
That when we saw it in Alaska. Yeah, they'll be talking all night. Wait till hear something. I'm gonna play Freebird. Got it.
Yeah.
Tim says you can be a masterpiece and a work in progress at the same time. Absolutely, 100%. Yep. 100 and the Airbnb was secured by the Cunninghams. Thank you very much. That was pretty awesome. That was an amazing night.
I think other than the event, that was probably the one night I felt like a little bit of FOMO, because watching all of you guys sing,
you should have been crying in your bed.
It was kind of cool to see, and been like, oh man, kind of missed out on that. But it was cool to see.
Yeah, for sure. That was great. Hey, look who joined. What's up, Scotty Hastings? Thanks for joining. Appreciate it. Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah. Taylor, I know you guys got to hang out after Hero Stock, and you actually got to go in the studio, right?
Yeah, and we went to the zoo.
In the zoo, the second best zoo in the nation.
We went to a spooky museum, and we did a bunch of stuff, and I hung out in her house.
Nice.
Yeah. That is a mystery.
So you got a new buddy.
Yeah. Oh, we're sisters now.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So you get over, being able to sing, obviously, because you started doing more. So it wasn't running you off. This was your thing now, right?
Yeah, I always get nervous before I go on, but then once I'm singing, I feel good.
Right. Well, I don't think you'd be human if you didn't have some nerves, right? Like that, you just wouldn't be human. Yes, next year for sure.
My mom always says, if you're nervous, it just means you care.
Yeah. No, I think there's huge stars that still get nervous. I mean, they even talk about it, right? So
yeah.
Speaking of talking about it, do we get to talk about the van yet?
What about the van? Can you talk about it?
So I was in Colorado and I was gigging for 4 years, and then COVID happened, and that's when I bought my van. Yeah.
And is that the original, and that's the van? You gotta take that.
The night I bought it. Yeah. So when COVID happened, I moved back to South Carolina, and I stayed with my sister for a little bit, and then I got a job as I was working at a brewery, which I hated. So I was not going to go into that. But then I decided it's now or never, and I traded my Jeep in for a van. And I moved down to Alabama and stayed with my aunt for 4 months. And I learned how to work all the tools, and I watched all the videos, and I planned it and built it and hit the road on May 8th. Yeah, that's how it started. That was so. Oh, that's my rascal.
I know. Sorry. I know. I was trying to. I was gonna drop and then come back in. And
yeah. So that's the planks for the ceiling. I had to. I put a protective coat on them, and then I stained them, and then put polyurethane finish, so they're pretty and protected. Yeah, I love how they turned out. Yep.
So did you did most of the building inside by yourself, or you have some help?
All the woodworking and I did all of that. I did go up to Mountaineer Van Works in West Virginia. It's owned by Logan, who's an Army veteran. Mm-hmm. And he put in my vent fan, my bunk windows, anything that you had to cut into the van's body. He put the vent fan in the bunk window. And then he started my electrical. So he did the basic And then he taught me how to run DC and 120 and all that. So he taught me how to finish everything. Like he taught me how to cut the wires and everything. And I like got it all on video so I could look back later. And then he,
Cool.
Yep, that's me. I built all that, all the woodworking, everything.
That
Yep.
is awesome.
Look at she's a not even just accomplished singer and songwriter, and she's a badass
I'd
carpenter.
have like gaps right here. I'd have like gaps, and then over here I'd have like duct tape holding that there.
Dude, I cried so much putting that ceiling in because it's the oh my god, I remember what it's called anymore. The tongue and groove. And so the van isn't straight. It's got like some curves and stuff to it, right? Yeah. And you have to start in the middle and go out, and then so I broke a lot of them, and I remember my mom coming in there and she's just like watching me work, and I'm like screaming and crying and throwing shit, and she's like, "Are you okay, honey?" I'm like, "I'm just working on the van and I hate
it." Yeah, but that's pretty that's pretty badass. I mean, doing your van, you doing it, obviously getting some help, but learning, taking videos of it and going,
I would have had to buy a second van.
Yeah.
The parts.
I would have drilled a screw through the roof.
Yeah.
Oh no. I was
broken boards.
I was very, very careful. Like I measured, you're supposed to like measure 3 times, cut once, right? So it's like I measured everything and I checked everything. Like I didn't want to fuck anything up. And nothing's really broken except for my bookshelf over my bed. But I reinforced that.
Hopefully not while you were sleeping.
Dude, check out the this is dope.
Let me see.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Look at that backsplash.
Jesus.
I mean, that is just.
Hey, those are our colors. Like that we.
Turquoise is my favorite color.
Turquoise, little light blue.
It's got a little 2-burner propane. I didn't want to build a propane box, so I literally just ran a hose underneath, and then I can undo and put back in like the 1 pound camp propane. And so like when I'm traveling, I just unscrew it, so there's like no active propane.
Right. Well, I mean, it's just you, right? So it's.
You're gonna cry.
Yeah.
So you don't even need to build anything, and you're screaming and crying.
So, I
can barely vacuum my truck.
She's got a 2-burner stove, bro.
She's got a stove. Like she's got the whole setup. Like
stove.
Yeah, I got a mini fridge.
Oh, that is awesome.
You're making everybody feel like crap now. Like, oh yeah, I've accomplished nothing in my life. Especially after last week, then you feel even worse because he accomplished so much, and you're just like, yeah.
Well, I failed out of college, if that makes you feel better.
Oh, well, so did he, and then he went and got like 7 PhDs after. So
I haven't done that yet.
Well, hey, you still have time. Right? So what made you decide to get the van? Because you were, at this point, sounds like you were in Colorado a little bit. Like, and what made you decide to go? Like, what?
Did you flip a coin?
No, I think I was just fed up like everybody else was after COVID and all the bullshit. And I was like, life's too short for this dumb shit. And I just said, now or never. Like I've been wanting, as you can see from my story, I move around so much, and I was tired of paying deposits and moving and U-Hauls and renting and throwing money away and not having money to travel. So I was like, why do I need an apartment when I can just live in a van and travel and put all my money into that?
I mean, why would you want to? I mean, let's see. Why would you want to wake up to this? Oh, she's anxiously waiting to see what I'm going to pull up. Why would you want to wake up to that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's terrible.
I don't even remember where that was, but I know that it's in Colorado. But it was this beautiful lake, and it was Colorado sunsets are just taking my breath away.
Look at there it is.
There it is.
I was trying to be all creative with my camera work.
Hey, it's not bad. I mean, it's not Snapseed Trucker or anything.
Snapseed _trucker. Go check him out. Don't do it.
So beautiful.
No, it is a beautiful shot. So I don't think you had to do much else. Like your view was great.
Yeah.
So
my van would look like homeless people lived in it, like Dirty Mike and the boys.
That's hilarious.
You guys don't give yourself enough credit. If I can do it, you guys could do it.
That's Tom Edger. That's all the credit he needs right there.
He wouldn't even fit in it. That's the problem. He's too tall.
I did get lucky because I'm only 5'2", so I I had like, I bought a 3/4 size mattress and I shaved like an inch off of each side. So I have like a little, it's not a twin size bed, but it's like, but I can stretch out all the way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tom
And then,
would be
like,
hanging off
I
another
can
like
sit
10
in
inches.
the van and like put my arms all the way up and then I touch the ceiling. So
See, that would be a struggle.
it's a benefit for the shorter people.
There you go. Now, are you on a label right now?
No.
No. Okay. So you're booking all your own shows and everything?
Yes.
So what's your rhyme or reason? I mean, I know you're part of Operation Encore, which we'll talk about that, but
Yeah.
what was your, like, once you got the van, what was the rhyme or reason to where you were going to go? Like, did you just set out and say, hey, I'm going here, let's call some places and see what we can do?
Yeah, for the initial first trip, I wanted to go visit friends and family, and there was a few national parks that I wanted to see. I really wanted to go to Glacier National Park in Montana.
Right.
My first voyage, I guess we can call it. I went, because to backtrack, why did I do the van life? Like when I was in my apartment, it was way too easy to be a hermit. Yeah. Just me and I made friends with those girls like that week.
That's cool.
Wow, look at the water.
Yeah, look at the
Man,
water's crazy.
Freezing. That water was freezing.
Oh, I bet.
That was a good day.
Look at the smiles. I love it.
But yeah, like, so when I was in my apartment, I was a hermit and I would like, it was so easy to just like hide away. But in the van life, one of my main goals was to be more social, which is always funny when people are like, aren't you alone in the van? Like, don't you feel lonely? And I'm like, I'm more social now in the past year than I've been like in the last 10 years.
Right.
So I'm visiting friends, I'm visiting family, because I have friends everywhere, I have family everywhere. So that makes it fun because I feel less alone. And I make new friends as I go.
As we saw.
And I'm smart. Like I don't stay places I don't feel safe. I don't talk to people I don't feel safe around. So
right.
Yeah.
Well, that's, I mean, and you know, it's anybody being out and just out in the wide open. There's so many risks and variables. So
open.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean,
but I had a home invasion, so like shit happened while I was sitting in my apartment. So why not?
Right.
Dude, she's in a library.
I mean, yeah, I like to read.
She's got a lot of pillows too. I can't tell. Like those bins on the right all look like they're full of. I mean, it looks like a blanket and some pillows.
That was the hardest part, was getting rid of clothes to fit into two.
Oh, I bet.
Cubicles.
Well, that's what my wife and we want to go, like RV and just get out of the house and just RV with the two dogs. But then it's like, okay, where does everything go?
Yeah.
Even though
you don't need as much as you think you do.
I know that. I know that. I'm good with some shorts and t-shirts. Like I'm good there. I don't need anything else.
With my gig clothes in it.
There you go.
I have my boot closet in front of my passenger seat with all my cowboy boots.
So how do we get to gigs now? Like, what was the plan? Obviously to get just out and going, but what was the plan? How did you get more shows and
you're assuming there was
going? Well,
there's no plan.
At some point there's a plan to not have a plan, or
so I think, like you said, at first I just kind of like set off and just kind of wanted to adventure. But then I did come across gigs just randomly, but I also would call people ahead of time that I knew in the city. Like when I went through Texas, I talked to Shannon and tried to get, which I never did get any gigs in Texas. I'm still working on that. It's
really?
Just,
gigs in Texas?
Yeah, I didn't plan ahead. Everything books out like 2 to 3 months ahead. And so when I first started out, I didn't want to give myself that much structure. Like I wanted to be a little bit more free flowing to start off, which was fun. Like oh, you're already there, Derek.
Don't inflate his head.
Derek.
Yeah. So, but one of my big goals, so I've already done van life for like 17 months. And now moving forward, I've been really focusing on planning ahead more. So this next stint that I'm doing, I'm North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, Alabama, Florida.
We could probably help you with the Tennessee part.
Yeah, I just booked a gig at the Crafty Bastard in Knoxville on the 20th.
Nice.
And I'll be playing at Tilted Mule. My friend's a veteran. He owns that. And it's in Columbia on the 29th.
Really?
We're going to be in Halloween costumes for that one.
Maybe we should be tagged in it. Maybe we can do something.
Yeah.
That would be kind of cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah, so that's the Tilted Mule and 29th. Those are the only two that I have booked in Tennessee right now, but I'm hoping.
That's in October, for October?
Yeah, the 20th and the 29th.
Okay.
Now, are you taking weather into account for some of your movement around the
You have to
country?
chain that bad boy up. Is it 4-wheel drive?
It's not 4-wheel drive, unfortunately. I couldn't afford the big bad one. My mom calls me when there's like bad weather. She's so good at that.
She have a tracker on you, and she's like, "All right, Doppler says."
Well, that was one of our agreeances, I guess. I know I'm a grown woman, but she's my mama, and so I'm on Life 360, so she can see where I'm at all times. So
I think considering what you're doing, I think it's a good thing.
yeah, and it makes her feel better just having me out there on the road. She can tell, and it has like the crash detection, and it tells how fast I'm driving.
Oh wait, we have a comment here. Hold on, Tim. Sorry. Nothing but love for this group. I'm taking my last PT test for the Navy tomorrow. Going to cut those stupid PT uniforms. Awesome.
Yay.
Go kick it. Go kick it.
We're shorter.
Go kick it. Silkies, Irreverent Warriors, ruck it up with Scott Friedenberg. I want to show this picture, and I know it's going back and it's going off topic, which is kind of par for the way I run things.
Yeah, I'm there.
But again, we're going back to Hero Stock. The Cunninghams and then our friend Scotty Hastings was just the story of the guitar, though, right? I know someone tried to steal it from Hero Stock that night, and they're absolutely in love with your guitar. Tell us about the guitar.
Yeah, it was a gift. In 2018, I had a friend who really believed in my music, and I don't get gifts, like big gifts. I've never gotten like gifts or flowers from guys, but this guy bought me a guitar, and he said no strings attached. But he just my music, and he came to a lot of my gigs, and we were talking one night, and I had my Epiphone at the time, and it was just like the big body Epiphone, so it was like really uncomfortable, and I was like, I can't wait to get my dream guitar, the Hummingbird, and he knew my favorite color was turquoise, and like 2 weeks later, just out of nowhere, he came up with this turquoise Hummingbird.
So I want to show a slew of pictures real quick, because it's literally it's listen, you're good and everything and you're cool, but it's the guitar, right? Like, yeah, it's the guitar. It's in everything.
Yeah.
It's in everything.
Yeah, I love it. And I almost ruined it one time because I replaced the pick guard from the original one because it kept fading and I really wanted my Hummingbird. And
dang it. Sorry.
But yeah, so I put this new pick guard on it, and I was trying to clean the glue off of it, and my dumb butt used Goo Be Gone. And so I lifted the finish on the top, and I had to take it to a luthier out South Carolina.
Well, you could build things good. It's maybe some of the other stuff doesn't work out so well. I mean, little mistakes here and there.
It's a lesson learned.
It was a hard one, but
yeah,
at least it was fixable, right?
Mm-hmm. He fixed it for free. I think he felt bad.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Wow.
That's always good, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
No, it's not I think Derek was just asking if it's the Miranda Lambert Gibson, and it is not. She just came out with a Bluebird Gibson, which looks very similar to the one I have, but mine's from 2018, and it's the Blue Sky edition. That's like
someone said that Bluebird, but something about, and I was like, oh, I don't know about all that stuff, but yeah, she was.
It's way over our head.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, Miranda Lambert just came out with a custom, but with her and Gibson, they just came out with a custom Miranda Lambert Bluebird guitar that looks very similar to mine.
She saw you and copied it, fell in love with yours.
What was the moment?
I think you should get some royalties.
Oh, for sure. We'll hit her up. Yeah, we got her number.
Tag her.
We'll just What was the moment you're like, hey, I'm pretty good and I can do something with this?
I don't know if I ever thought, hey, I'm pretty good, but I had enough people supporting me and telling me that I was good enough. And I know how it made me feel to sing. And it was the only thing that brought me joy. so I kind of clung to that, and I just jumped in with it. And I was like, I mean, you only live once. And I think I've always lived my life that way, just kind of like risk it and see what happens.
Yeah.
So I'm doing my best, and I'm trying to enjoy the ride. And I tell people it's not about making it, it's just about making a difference.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to continue to work on my craft and get better and better and meet cool people and make cool music and just live my life and make music.
I think what's cool is you're getting to do it on your terms, right?
Yeah.
Now everything's on your terms. With the van, you get to do kind of what you want. Like there's nobody telling you right now you have to do this, which is interesting because you came from 6 years of military life and where everybody did tell you what to do, and now you just get to be free and do whatever Barbara wants to do.
Yeah. I've never done well with being told what to do. And it's almost like that stubborn teenager inside of you that I feel like we all still have at times, where you tell me I can't do something, it just makes me want to do it more.
Right. Right.
Or like, I don't know, I absolutely, and I think a lot of military people can relate, that we understand how short life is. And it's not just a military thing. Anybody who's gone through a lot of loss in their life or a lot of
trauma, like, yeah.
Anything, like it forces you to kind of see the world differently and understand how short life is. So you just got to keep going for it.
And you're doing that. Are you playing music over there?
I need to figure out how to do that without doing that. So I apologize.
Okay.
I had to cue something up. So we're going to get into the second part of our interview.
Second part?
Yeah, the second part. An hour and 12 minutes into it, and we finally got into the second part.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, you're you know, it's fun to listen and talk to you guys. And
thank you, Coco.
That's awesome.
Same for you, girl. She's one of my spooky bitches.
Yeah. I
Was that your first time? Did you guys all meet there at Hero Stock? Was that all your first introduction? So it's kind of cool, all the friendships created from that. So good job, Steiner.
I made us t-shirts. We got it.
Oh, did you?
I like designing stuff. So I used Canva and I designed some t-shirts.
Love
for us.
Canva.
Love Canva.
We love Canva. Future sponsor of the Contagion Effect.
Oh
show.
my God, they're so big.
They're going to sponsor us someday. You watch.
Someday.
Yes, it was all your team, but you have a great team. And again, I had a good team in football whenever Mike and I ran football, and I didn't do nothing. So I was the cheerleader, and it was everyone else that did everything and made it look good. So I feel you, bud.
Yep.
It's about the team, right? Ooh, almost cool. Hey, what? What's up, Cam? It is a cool hat. Thank you. Appreciate it. It's a little crooked, but
that's his daughter. That's
Cammy D. What's up, kiddo? So I want to play. Well, I don't want to say it this way. I know you have a new song that's out. And is it The Long Way Home?
I don't know. It's new. It's like a year ago. It's the newest.
It's new. Okay. All right. So we can do that. So I want you to play your favorite song. You play whatever song comes to mind if you want to play that one.
Yeah, we got to we've talked enough. It's time for the Voice of an Angel to come out. No pressure.
And again, it doesn't have to be the whole song. You can do a 15, 20 second, whatever
you do, whatever makes you comfortable. We will enjoy it.
You want to end it. And I just, I think it's awesome. We appreciate you coming on and sharing your story. And again, we don't push anybody's story past a point. And I'm glad we got to this point, because this, I feel like, is the bouquet, right? This is where it opens up and gets to take off. And, I know you have support. You have support across this entire nation. The People's Patriot Project, WeP3, Gun Room, and Two Dudes in a Gun Room. I mean, I can go down the whole list, right? I don't want to leave anyone out, so I'm not going to. But every day's a Saturday. Us, and I think culminating at Hero Stock was just epic. Everyone got to figure out who was, right? And then we just kind of, who was, and so, we literally sat around this big old wagon wheel and we're like, oh, like that's the person that was on the show. And then on that show, then you're like just sitting there listening, and it was just in awe. You know, Joe Allen Christie, who will be on next week. You know, Scotty Hastings coming on. You know, Taylor and Guitars for Vets, and it was fun. So I don't want to try to duplicate that, but I'm gonna let you choose your first opening song, and then there is a song that we want you to play for us for a little bit, just a little bit.
Okay.
No pressure.
Yeah, I did want to add that, like, it's funny that you said just the way your story kind of pans out. Like, I felt like I closed some chapters in Alaska, and I felt like Hero Stock was kind of like opening of a new chapter for me. And you kind of get that sense sometimes in your life where you feel like you're kind of leveling up. To be cheesy about it, but like it does feel like I've been closing some chapters recently. So I'm really excited to see what's happening coming up.
And there was just so many, like you said, leveling up is there's just so many good people that were there. I mean,
Miranda Labbert, she had it first.
Yeah. You have people that are on labels, and you have, you know, up and comings, and you have, it's just, there was such an eclectic group of people there. Well, it was fun.
And from what I mean, just from my point of view, just no egos. Unless I missed
no,
something.
there were no ego.
You paused, so I was like,
no, there was no.
From
egos.
my point of view, seeing everything, it didn't seem
no,
like
and that was the cool part.
Egos.
I mean, some people had their thing, you know, like Deuce Outfitters was doing their booth, and they came over, and Wheels for Warriors.
Yeah, but I'm saying when everybody was jamming that night, when everybody was jamming, it was everybody, right?
No,
and obviously we're not in that world all the time, so that could be something that happens every day. But it's just cool to see some cool musicians do what they love and hang out with each other, and other people get to enjoy that atmosphere with them. So kind of cool.
It was pretty amazing, and I don't think that kind of chemistry really happens very often.
Yeah, it was. There were no issues. I mean,
well, that's good. I mean, I don't know if it's good to hear, but it's good to hear that it happened that night.
We're gonna have so much pressure to do better next year.
Well, Mike's gonna be there, so it's always
but my expectations are gonna be super high. You all better bring it.
Yes.
Oh man. Okay, I'm gonna play my sad drunk song, and I'm only playing this. It's my favorite song to play because I wrote it when I was drunk and sad at 2 a.m. But it was like my first song where I really let myself vulnerable. And I think a lot of times up to that point, I was trying to write for what people wanted to hear.
Right.
And so maybe not everybody loves this song, but I love this song because of that.
Hey,
it's your show.
It's you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Barbara Sim Music.
Tell me if you can hear the guitar.
Perfect.
Not sure it's strange out here on my own. The ones I used to count on, they're long gone. They erased their names in stone. I hit the road, that's where I belong. Now it's $20 in my pocket, just trying to survive. 4 wheels, 6 strings on my life. Chasing down a song gets me through the night. Leaning on the bottle and running from goodbye. It's a long, dark road I'm heading down. I know I'm lost, but I can't turn around. I fought with the devil, and he came out strong. It sure is hard to fight alone. Now it's $20 in my pocket, just trying to survive. 4 strings of my life, chasing down a song gets me through the night, leaning on the bottle and running from goodbye. Chasing down a song gets me through the night, leaning on the bottle and running from goodbye. Leaning on the bottle and running from goodbye.
Yes.
Ooh,
Nice.
That is
nice. That's awesome.
Your voice is even over the internet and through this without all the perfection of all the audio. Your voice is beautiful. You do have a beautiful voice.
I want to go back to let's see what you got. Vulnerability.
See, there you go.
Yeah,
that was amazing.
Yeah.
I like making people cry.
Yeah.
That was. I mean, damn.
Summer Solstice concert, June 21st. That was the Operation Encore. Here's the lineup. For that, right? Andrew Wiscombe, Rachel Hill, Stephen Cavell, JB Brown, Brandon Mills, and oh, by the way, Shannon Book, Schaefer Mueller, and Barbara Sim.
Nice.
Worth
good friends of the show.
Yeah, we've got a few there. We've got a few emails out to some other peeps up on there. But how is it whenever you get together with a group like that? And obviously, you guys are sitting there and just chit chatting and BS, and it's the brotherhood, sisterhood, right?
Yeah.
What's your biggest takeaway from things like that? Like, what's the confidence, or is it the hey, go get them, keep it up type of thing? Or is it the, hey, do more?
It's a little bit of all of that. It's hard not to feel inspired when you're around such talented people. And then, I feel like you always have that comparison demon that's on your shoulder that you kind of have to tell to shut up. So but then you're swapping stories, you're swapping advice, you're relating over being veterans and musicians. It's just, Alaska was amazing. That whole group out there, being at the head of the bay with everybody. You kind of become a little more bonded when you don't shower for 5 days and you're just sitting around a campfire.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
We all shared the same porta potty, or not porta potty, the same outhouse.
Well,
so that was fun.
Close enough.
And that's the thing. I think that's the thing that we forget. And not that we forget, but that gets kind of set aside. They're veterans. Like, y'all are veterans. You guys spent time. You've signed the line. You guys are due back a certain amount, right, of gratuity and thank yous and all that stuff. But it's the veteran musician that I think is just like, those are the ones we need to lift up, right? Those are the ones that we need to just put up on top of every program that's there and be like, you're a 19-year-old kid that doesn't know what you're doing and you want to be this, like, go to the military, sign up, pay your dues, and get the stories, and who knows what could happen.
Yeah, I think that we definitely have stories, and we can, and I've struggled to write songs on my service. But I think that I've been writing about kind of how the aftermaths and how it made me feel. But there is something special about a veteran musician who just has lived life on a different level and understands more of that universal pain, and not even just pain, but just the good stuff too. I'm not explaining this very well. Someone in the comments.
You're good. You're explaining the way it works for you. So don't worry about it. There doesn't have to be an exact explanation. So if anybody needs it,
yeah, absolutely. Music heals.
That's and your voice is just damn. It is. Eric wasn't lying. Like, absolutely amazing. I wish we could get the sound even better to where it just really let everything, but it was beautiful. So thank you for sharing and doing that song, right? Where it interests me is, so you wrote it while you're drunk. Did you actually write it down, and could you read all your writing?
Yeah, I typed it out.
Oh, you typed it?
Yeah, on my computer.
Oh wow! So you just sat
I
at
wasn't
the.
wasted. I wasn't wasted. I was just
Waste.
Oh,
She's
just
just turning it
all
on.
right. There's a difference.
yeah. I was
All right.
functional.
Okay. Well, obviously you wrote a beautiful song, right? I mean, it definitely works.
So I'm asking for the request.
All right.
I'm asking for it because
What is
I think it's a fun song for you. You know, you talked about it that you are from South Carolina, and you know you flipped a coin, and yeah, I mean just a few, just a few. I know, you know. I think that Friday night.
He's saying that because he lost, because he said that was going to be the first song.
Yeah, well, yeah.
We're being honest.
I thought, I thought that would have been the because I mean I don't know how I couldn't set it up any easier for you, right?
No, she knew, but she went against you. She sang what she wanted to sing.
No, we need to hear a few bars, you know, and it's, you know, amazing. Just, you know, I hope everyone that's going to watch this in the future realizes that no matter what your background is or what you go through, you know, there's always a better day. There's always something to look forward to. The moment's just the moment. It's not your entire life. You're having a bad moment. You're not having a bad life. Remember, stay because tomorrow needs you. You know, and I would tell you the same thing is listen, like your music will catch up. Well, no, I'm sorry. Your music will get you further down the line that you need to catch up to. Cause I think the music and the voice is great. I think it's awesome. Yeah. And I'll shut up because some guy told me to shut up and let you tell your story. So,
So I'm playing Heads Carolina for y'all.
Just a few. If you already lost, so whatever.
And on the request show,
the songs that I played for y'all that night are like songs that I'd never played before. Like
really,
not in front of anybody. Like I think I've done Heads Carolina like a few times, and somebody just requested it, and I grew up with that song, so I knew it. But then the Whiskey Myers song, like I'd never played that in front of anybody. Like
what about Reba? Is Reba one of those hard? Is she a hard one to sing?
She's not hard to sing, but she's hard for me to play some of her songs.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to learn like Fancy and The Night the Lights Went Out in Georgia and Little Rock.
I'll let you decide. I'll let you decide which one to play then.
I already got Heads Carolina popped up here, so I'm gonna do that. Let's see.
Baby, what do you say we just get lost? Leave this one-horse town like two rebels without a cause. I've got people in Boston, ain't your daddy still in Des Moines? We can pack up tomorrow, let's flip a coin. Oh, Heads Carolina, tails California, somewhere green, somewhere warmer, up in the mountains, down by the ocean, where it don't matter, long as we're going somewhere together. I've got a quarter, Heads Carolina, tails California.
You want me to keep going?
Yeah, you're good.
You're
That's
good.
Awesome.
We appreciate that.
Yeah, I do. Yep.
Oops, sorry.
Yeah, it's all good. You can take it off.
Rubbing it in that Eric
Yeah.
lost. So thank you for that. Thank you for that.
Thanks, Tim. Appreciate. Yeah, man. Appreciate everybody joining today, man. It's awesome. You know, again, we it's been a long time. I'm glad you joined us. It's one of those things where I'm like, man, like, yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome for us to be scheduled out so far. It sucks really, but it's awesome because I know in the future that we're going to be able to touch a lot more people because of people like you coming on and you know what we've done at Hero Stock and everyone that joins us and shares and likes. So I appreciate you. I appreciate you very much.
So real quick, Barbara, what's next?
Yeah.
I'm traveling more. I've got, you know, North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, Alabama.
Mhm.
I'm going down to the Keys for Christmas. I'd like to do some West Coast this spring.
Hey, give us a heads up.
Hey,
we'll help you get places.
Man, hey, seriously, we're going to, let us know.
And then you got Brian Roof down south. So, you know, you got some people that can help you in the southern part of the state and the northern part of the state. So,
and I also, Jesse Cunningham is helping me. He's connected me to get my van wrapped. So they're working on the design right now.
So you got to tell the story when you left Hero Stock, though. You got to tell the story. Whenever you had, they had stickered up your van and you're driving up and someone tags you on your Instagram.
Oh, please. Yeah. Oh, there was a couple people. So, well, in Nebraska, there was a guy that took a picture of me sitting at a red light. And he just messaged me on Instagram, said, I found your van. I'm like,
stalker.
And then on my way through Illinois, when I left, a truck driver scanned it and Facebook messaged me and said, hey, are you driving in Illinois? I'm like, I am. He's like, I think I just passed you. I'm like, hey.
So I don't know about that rap, though. So
you don't want everybody know where you're at too much.
I liked it because they weren't weird about it. And
that's good.
The truck driver was like, keep doing what you're doing. And he liked a few of my photos and my music. And so he was supportive and not weird.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
People are going to know roundabout where I am anyway, because I post my gigs. So it's like, I can't hide.
Yeah.
And I do try to do a little like OPSEC where I'm just like, I don't tell everybody. I usually post stuff after I've left a location, but especially with gigs, like people have to know where I'm at so they can meet me there.
Absolutely.
You need people to show up.
Yeah.
So your timeline for West Coast is April, May?
Maybe. My birthday's in April, so that could be cool to do something West Coast. I really want to check out Oregon coast.
It's overrated. It's California Junior. It's California Junior.
I got to do more research on like locations and weather and all that stuff.
Well, April, May, you'll be, I mean, this April was a little different because we had all the rain this year, but April, May is going to start to get hot near the end of May.
I don't like sweet.
Yes, unzipped minds. Yes. Wait, hold on. Right there. Unzip. Wait, I'm on forgot which one I'm on.
Unzipped minds.
Unzipped minds right there. They're out of Oregon. Super cool podcast duo. They made the trip out to Hero Stock too. Super cool dudes. We'll get you. Well, you can get hooked up with them, but we'll help facilitate the West Coast tour. We've got some cool venues and some wineries and stuff like that. And there's a whole little bar creek here or bar venture.
Hey, hopefully by that time I'll have my wine bar.
And we I was trying to get to that because AngelicWines.com, proud sponsor of the Contagion Effect, will be up and running.
Don't go to AngelicWines.com.
Don't go to AngelicWines.com.
That was the level of my stress before the show started. There's no problem with that website. Right?
Mike was over here like this.
No, it was more.
Yeah, no.
Like it was more banging. Yeah.
Wait, are you in your wines?
No, not yet. We're not there yet, but we are we're wrapping up getting our alcohol, our wine and beer license to start doing a wine club. Unfortunately, the way alcohol shipping, you can only ship wine if you actually make it. So we're not there yet, but we want to get down the road to where we can get there. And it'll be like a stutter step.
I don't even know where y'all are at. Where are you at?
We're in the Central Valley of the great state of the Republic of California.
Yeah.
So do you like almonds? If you come to almond, we're the almond.
If you like almonds, we are literally 75% of the world's almonds surrounding us.
How much?
75%. It is.
Of the world?
Of the world.
I don't know why I'm talking like that, but really?
Yes.
It's weird.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, really? Yeah, no, we have a lot of vineyards. There's tons of vineyards. And we say the Central Valley because this is where I almost said rednecks are. But a lot of the Central Valley are the workers and stuff like that, farmland.
We're the ag area. We're more the ag.
So remember how you looked out the back room at Hero Stock and saw that corn? That's basically what's happening right now because the cows eat the corn that make the milk, that make the cheese.
There you go.
And all that good stuff.
And I like cheese too.
Yeah. It makes a nice charcuterie board.
Charcuterie. Barbara, hardest question of the night.
Yep.
What's up?
You're at the end of your night, you're chilling. What's your go-to drink?
I like a hazy IPA or whiskey.
Oh. What brand hazy IPA? Is there a favorite?
Sierra Nevada's hazy little thing. That's kind of my go-to.
Best brewery in the world from Chico, California.
Yeah, see, that's a couple hours north of us right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sierra Nevada.
Yep.
Nice.
And they have a venue, and we can get you in touch with
I
someone
think
up there.
Eric's been to like literally every brewery in California and Oregon and
back in the day, but we're chilled now.
Oh yeah, there's Tonto. He knows because he used to live in the area.
Guy.
He used to live in the area, so he knows all the different festivals we have.
I forgot that comment there. Yeah.
Asparagus Fest.
Oh yeah.
Great.
They make asparagus ice cream.
Well, we have a garlic festival out here.
Nana, thanks.
Garlic ice.
Chuck Tyler, what's happening?
What's going on, Chuck Tyler?
Chuck, how you been, man? I miss Chuck.
All right, Barbara. Well, we so appreciate you sharing your story, sharing, some of your life with us, and the awesome van life, and how you've transformed and done what you've done. Everything wasn't easy, but you make it look easy. Which is pretty cool. So thank you for sharing that voice, those songs. Can't appreciate you enough.
I'm responding to this.
Yeah.
There's almonds and grapes. We also have cows, which produce thinly sliced meats. We have salami, gallows salami, which is probably
Isn't that from a pig? I'm just asking.
I don't know. We have pigs.
But we have pigs.
Can you
we have everything.
We have cheese. Hillmar Cheese Company.
Yeah, we have everything.
We could do like
California. We got it all.
Cheese bourbon matching pairing.
Little barrel aged bourbon.
Yeah.
There you go.
Thank you, Barbara Sim Music, for joining us. We appreciate you. Stay safe. We'll be talking with you.
We'll be watching your journey.
Yeah, for sure.
Am I hanging out in the?
Yeah, you can. You can after.
Yes,
can.
Anna Penny. And Anna Penny got some.
Yes, we have.
She gets
Gallo.
the last comment of the day.
But everybody go follow Barbara Sim Music. We will make sure all of her links. We'll probably just put your link tree in. All of our show comments. We'll make sure it's in there. Please go follow. Go listen. Even though she has some really good original stuff. Go follow her so you can go listen to her live and in person, right? Because it's even better. Or go check out the Facebook where you can hear all the Hero Stock stuff.
Yeah.
Hero Stock.
So thank you again. Super appreciate you. Glad we got this done. It was well worth it.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Till next time. See ya, Barbara. All right.
Whew.
Got it. Finally.
Yeah.
So next week we got another
oh man,
Joe Allen, who is another
Joe Allen Christie. Go check
another Hero Stock.
Oh yeah,
nice.
And he's got that voice. He's got that little lower voice. It kind of
So we got the angel and then the devil. No, I'm just kidding.
Super cool, man. Well, we sat at the table and chit chatted for 45 minutes and just. I mean, it was Come
on, everybody so far that seems like from Hero Stock's been awesome. So.
Well, it is awesome. We don't hang out with douchebags.
No, we try not to. Eric.
Deuces,
buddy.